Appointed at the age of 24, Alfred Dieter Spieth was born on 30th July 1942 at Nembe, an Ijo tribe in the present-day Bayelsa State. His father and mother were initially primary school teachers before becoming employed as civil servants. His father was a distinguished postmaster before taking up the traditional chieftaincy stool of Omangi. Alfred started his primary school education in 1947 at Government School Boe, Cameroon. As part of requirement, Dieter Spieth needed to put his hand across his head to touch his ear to be properly registered for the infant class in 1948. He was later admitted to St. Joseph Secondary School, Sase, also in Cameroon. After schooling in Cameroon, he took a job with the Meteorological Department of the then Ministry of Transport, Lagos State. He later joined the Merchant Navy in 1961, and his brilliant performance gave him the opportunity to be trained at Britannia Royal Naval College, Dortmund, England in 1962. He was given the command of his first ship soon after his return to Nigeria in 1965. The political commotions in Nigeria led to the 1966 coup and counter-coup and the appointment of the 24-year-old Alfred Dieter Spieth as the military governor of Rivers State on May 27, 1967 by the then head of state, Colonel Yakubu Gowon. Alfred Dieter Spieth was also a member of the Supreme Military Council. Although unmarried at the time he was appointed governor, while serving as the military governor, he got married to Ethel and Victoria at different times, and after leaving Government House, he also got married to evangelist barrister Dr. Josephine Dieter Spieth. Dieter Spieth was recorded to have planned and executed many development programs and projects in the Old River State. In 1973, a correspondent of the Nigerian Observer, Mineria Makri, wrote an article about an impending teachers' strike, which was published on Dieter Spieth's birthday. Taking this as a deliberate insult, Dieter Spieth's aide, Ralph Iwuwari, had the reporter's head publicly shaved and had him beaten with 24 lashes of cane. On July 29, 1975, the Murtala Mohammed coup overthrew Gowon's administration, and Dieter Spieth was stripped of the rank he worked so hard to earn and was asked to forfeit a total of 18 properties located in the government reserve area, Transamadi, Berokori Layout, Recreation Layout, and Obunabali, all in Port Harcourt. All his protestation fell on deaf ears as he was unavoidably retired into penury. He reigns today as His Majesty Alfred Dieter Spieth, the Amanyanabo of Tuan Brass in Bayelsa State, a throne he ascended since 1996.
Personality profile. Now you know.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
What a devastating strike!
Football is a leisure game.
Sports is actually my job.
Football is boring.
That's not true. It's way more important than that.
What a wonderful goal! Fantastic strike!
As far as I'm concerned, sports is all about passion.
Sports Attack, weekdays 7:30 a.m. and Today's Sports Live 3 p.m. Weekends 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
For all you need to know in the world of sports, leave the dial on Today 95.1 FM.
Everybody has the desire to do something, but they don't have that. They don't know how to really complete the process of dedicating themselves and having the discipline to do it. If you got the desire, you got to match that desire with your dedication, and you got to match it with your discipline. It may not happen at the moment that you want it to, but you got to understand the process. Everybody wants it yesterday.
What happens is a lot of people set goals, and they have this big goal, and they look at it like this giant staircase, and they're like, that just seems impossible. There's no way. It looks too hard. It looks too much work, and they don't ever start. They set a goal. Yeah, I want to be at the top of that staircase. It's easy to write that down, but when they go to actually start climbing, they just go, That's just
That's
too
true.
But if all you did was just look at the first step and get on that first step. And then when you're on that step, just look at the next step. That's it. Don't look up. Just look at that next step.
You got to understand that it's not going to be easy. People think that there's no challenges. Again, people want it yesterday.
Most people want the convenience of transformation without the inconvenience.
What we do is we kind of check out because it feels overwhelming, or we check out because we're afraid, or we check out because we start listening to self-doubt, and then we make these teeny tiny decisions all day long. We don't even realize it. A decision to not get up on time, a decision to not eat the right thing, a decision to snap at your kids, a decision to not speak in a meeting, a decision to not look for a job, like whatever it is. All day long, these tiny decisions that take you so far off track. And then you wake up and you look at your life and you think, how the hell did I get here?
The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing it.
Every single person who has ever done anything worthwhile or exceptional or difficult or extraordinary, anyone, whether it's great artists or authors or mathematicians or whatever it is, everyone encounters difficulties. There is no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues. When you come up with excuses for why other people are successful and you're not, that is dangerous. When you give yourself an escape, yeah, well, that's easy for you to say, you do this, you do, and to trust me, everybody has a hard road.
You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to have belief in yourself, and you have to have faith in yourself. And faith is not really just having or understanding that everything will be okay, but faith is understanding that if things don't go your way, or if it doesn't turn out the way you want to, it's still going to be okay.
We all go through hard times. We all go through depression. We all go through doubt and moments in your life where it's really difficult. That is what makes you a person. And those difficult moments are what build your character. Show me a great man who's the son of a great man. That's what we're saying. These kids that are born billionaires, you're never going to be a self-made person. You have a backup trust for your backup trust for your trust.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
If you don't push yourself, you don't find out where the boundaries of your current skill level are, and you don't fall, you don't get any better. No matter how talented, experienced, or privileged somebody else is, you can beat anybody at anything. You can accomplish any goal you set your sights on over time. If you are just more consistent than everybody else around you, you will win every race that you run.
Somewhere deep inside, you know what kind of person you were designed to be. If you want to produce great acorns, think like an oak, not like an acorn. Think like the person you intend to become.
Every seed has a tree in it, and the potential success of that tree is in that seed. And that's the way you are. Whatever you were born to do and be is in you now, and the success of your life depends on you becoming all that is trapped inside of you.
What kind of seed is in you? I believe part of our responsibility in life is to find out who we are.
You were not born just to make a living and keep a job and pay bills and then die. You were not born just to retire and get some pension and then fade away and we put you in a plot somewhere.
You and I were born with the gift to make this a better place.
Our circumstances and situations did not lend itself to us being successful. Many of us were not raised in an ideal circumstance that prepared us for where we really wanted to go. And even though we love the idea of being progressive or prospering or intelligent or spiritual, the reality is we were not aligned in the direction that we needed to be aligned to go to where we're trying to go.
Ask yourself, how would the person I'd like to be do the things I'm about to do?
Success for the next year is going to be you making another step toward fulfilling your purpose in life while you were born, making another step.
Work to your potential, not your quota. If you want to stay really motivated, if you want to answer the question to why people that have already made it keep pushing, it is because they don't operate on quotas, they operate off potential. They're driven to reach their potential. This is also tied to their ethical obligation. They know what they're capable of. Nobody can tell you what you're capable of. You're the only one that knows. Work to your potential, not just a quota, and I promise you, you will be on fire day and night.
I never expected to be anything but ordinary. I was raised to be nice and ordinary. I expected I would grow up to be, like Dad worked for the phone company. I figured I'd go to work for the phone company, maybe work in an office. I figured I'd work till 65, I'd have 1.34 kids. I'd retire at 65, and then I'd die at the statistical average age for my gene pool. That's what I expected. Until one day in 1972, on the radio in the next room to mine, I heard a voice that changed everything. I heard the voice of Earl Nightingale, known at the time as the Dean of Personal Motivation. He said, if you will spend 1 extra hour each day studying your chosen field, you'll be a national expert in that field in 5 years or less. That hit me like a tornado. It rearranged everything in my life. If you were to focus half an hour of study on one field of endeavor for 5 consecutive years, you'd not only transform you, you'd transform the world around you. And we collectively would transform the world as we know it today. Know how you're smart, not just how smart you are in comparison to others. In what ways are you smart? Know what you care about. What are the values that motivate your choices? Know what your personal velocity is, the intensity and drive with which you naturally operate. Know the background imprint, positive, neutral, or negative, that you carry with you and what effect it's had on you. Know your behavioral style, how you come across to other people. Know the patterns in your choices so that you're continually learning more and more about what it's like to be you so you can do an even better job of it.
What are you going to do with the time you have left? I say that if you don't reposition yourself, you could miss the best time in your life. You are not reserving yourself for your highest and best use. We are not using our life, our time, our energy for our highest and best use. You're missing your life, your purpose, your passion, your excitement, your enthusiasm.
Ask yourself every day, how would the person I'd like to be do the things I'm about to do?
If you want to be successful in life, do not seek success. Seek to become a person of value. Make yourself valuable and they'll pay for you.
the mind of a champion, the relentless pursuit of always winning, always conquering, always thinking what to do next is instilled in all of us.
If you don't have what you want, stop telling yourself the story because you don't have the money, you don't have the time. That's bullshit. It's because you haven't committed yourself where you would burn your boats. If you want to take the island, burn your boats, and you will take the island, because people, when they're going to either die or succeed, tend to succeed. But most of us give ourselves a way out, and that's why we don't have what we want. So if you and I really want to know what's going to take to get your dream and make it real, it's to stop all the things you told yourself that aren't. And I'm here to tell you what I said at the top of our discussion. 80% of success is psychology and 20% is math. This is the secret.
As long as you're working toward your inner goal, your dream, then success is possible.
The most important element is for you to be able to do this, to be able to establish, most importantly, where you really are in your life today. Where are you? And where do you really want to go? What's going to create this extraordinary life? And to look at it brand new. Because some of you right now, if you continue the direction you're going, are going to be successful and unfulfilled, unhappy, and stressed.
You have to be self-disciplined. It's necessary for everything you do in your life.
If I want a better life tomorrow, I need to start working on it today. Ambition is a minute-by-minute, day-by-day mentality. To have the ambition to work towards a better family life, a newer car, a bigger house, a financially secure future, you have to live it every moment. If living a successful life was easy, I'm sure more people would be successful.
If where you are is not what you saw, then what you are in is temporary.
What's your dream? The dream is the most valuable, delicate gift you could ever have given to you. There are people out there that'll try to steal it every single day of your life. We have the ability to live a lifestyle that fits our goals and dreams. You have the ability to put together any type of lifestyle you want in your mind and have it come true. It's an ability that you have, but you need to build that dream up and watch out for the dream stealers.
Going for small accomplishments along the way for however long it takes. So let's think about this for a moment. What outside evidence or results or proof can be seen when you accomplish your goals one step at a time? You'll start to see things change around you, little things, not major things, but little everyday things, things you may not even notice unless you are paying attention. If you're one of those who'd rather stay up late and get up late, only to discover that your workplace doesn't fit your schedule, and you roll out of bed cursing the alarm clock every morning, maybe you could start with the little change of going to bed half an hour earlier than normal. And maybe you'll see, in time of course, you can't train your body overnight, maybe you'll find out that you jump out of bed in a better mood, and that your day will start better, and that you'll get more done, and that the people around you that caused you problems aren't so hard to work with after all. It all starts by making one little change and adding to it every day.
If you're creative enough, can you find the answer? Yes or no? If you're determined enough, can you find the breakthrough? Yes or no? If you're passionate, loving enough, can you get someone to help you? Yes or no? If there's no way that you're committed, can you find the money even if you don't have it? Yes or no? So I said creativity, decisiveness, passion, honesty, sincerity, love. These are the ultimate human resources. And when you engage these resources, you can get any other resource on earth.
The key to kingdom success on earth is initiating and planning the change. Change will happen with or without you. Time will move with or without you. Success, therefore, is always in your hands because everybody has to deal with both time and change.
Start changing how you look at mornings, and sure enough, people will start changing how they look at you. When you start changing how you think, how you act, how you treat others, how you treat yourself, when you start responding instead of reacting to life, life will start responding to you. I'm telling you that you can do it with your lifestyle. You can do it with your sales career. You can do it with your management career. You can do it with any part of your life.
Your dream is only a dream until it has a plan. You can dream of the kind of life you want. You can dream of the kind of change you want. You can dream of the kind of future you want, but until you wake up and begin to plan to get there, it will only be a dream.
When you get up tomorrow morning and are standing in front of the mirror getting ready for the day, remind yourself that you are somebody, that you are important, and that you can make the changes that will move you closer to your ideal future.
The only key to regulating and controlling change is planning. If you don't have a plan, you have no protection. A plan doesn't only tell you what you want to do. A plan tells you what you don't want to do. And so the key to success on your journey through this planet is to have a clear plan.
Everybody has the desire to do something. But they don't have that, they don't know how to really complete the process of dedicating themselves and having the discipline to do it. If you got the desire, you got to match that desire with your dedication, and you got to match it with your discipline. It may not happen at the moment that you want it to, but you got to understand the process. Everybody wants it yesterday.
What happens is a lot of people set goals, and they have this big goal, and they look at it like this giant staircase, and they're like, that just seems impossible. There's no way. It looks too hard. It looks too much work. And they don't ever start. They set a goal. Yeah, I want to be at the top of that staircase. It's easy to write that down. But when they go to actually start climbing, they just go, that's just too. Sure. But if all you did was just look at the first step and get on that first step. And then when you're on that step, just look at the next step. That's it. Don't look up. Just look at that next step.
You got to understand that it's not going to be easy. People think that there's no challenges. Again, people want it yesterday.
Most people want the convenience of transformation without the inconvenience.
What we do is we kind of check out because it feels overwhelming, or we check out because we're afraid, or we check out because we start listening to self-doubt, and then we make these teeny tiny decisions all day long. We don't even realize it. A decision to not get up on time, a decision to not eat the right thing, a decision to snap at your kids, a decision to not speak in a meeting, a decision to not look for a job, like whatever it is. All day long, these tiny decisions that take you so far off track. And then you wake up and you look at your life and you think, how the hell did I get here?
The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that.
Every single person who has ever done anything worthwhile or exceptional or difficult or extraordinary, anyone, whether it's great artists or authors or mathematicians or whatever it is, everyone encounters difficulties. There is no easy road. It does not exist. It is impossible. Everyone has issues. When you come up with excuses for why other people are successful and you're not, that is dangerous. When you give yourself an escape, yeah, well, that's easy for you to say, you do this, you do. Trust me, everybody has a hard road.
You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to have belief in yourself, and you have to have faith in yourself. And faith is not really just having or understanding that everything will be okay, but faith is understanding that if things don't go your way, or if it doesn't turn out the way you want to, it's still gonna be okay.
We all go through hard times. We all go through depression. We all go through doubt and moments in your life where it's really difficult. That is what makes you a person. And those difficult moments are what build your character. Show me a great man who's the son of a great man. That's what we're saying. These kids that are born billionaires, you're never going to be a self-made person. You have a backup trust for your backup trust for your trust.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
If you don't push yourself, you don't find out where the boundaries of your current skill level are, and you don't fall, you don't get any better. No matter how talented, experienced, or privileged somebody else is, you can beat anybody at anything. You can accomplish any goal you set your sights on over time. If you are just more consistent than everybody else around you, you will win every race that you run.
You're one of the world's richest people. Your company is one of the world's richest companies.
He is, without question, one of the greatest business leaders, investors, philanthropists of all time, the Warren Buffett.
If we want to change the world, we change ourselves. Change ourselves is more important and easier.
This one na for country people wey save money for any bank with license for Nigeria. Make una no worry about money wey una put for bank for inside this COVID-19 palava. Sake of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC for short, dey protect am. NDIC and other agencies wey e concern don stand gidigba. Dey monitor all the banks. Make money wey you save no go get accidents. We give una assurance say your money dey safe pass for bank, not under bed wey you wan go hide am. The protection of your money na sure thing when you go bank wey get license go keep am. Just check say NDIC get sticker for the bank. And if you been get money where you save for licensed bank wey don close down, you still fit to claim the money o. Na to just go NDIC website for www.ndic.gov.ng. Go fill form to show say na you get the money. Or you fit send email give claims complaint at ndic.gov.ng. For more information, call us free of charge for 0800-6342-4357 or send email give helpdesk at ndic.gov.ng. NDIC, correct protection for your money with the bank.
The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate it.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that Yesom Wike's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Only an exclusive to Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people. The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that Nyesom Wike's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Only an exclusive to Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
All right, good morning to you. 5 minutes gone into the hour, and trust me, this Saturday morning is going to be very interesting here on Today 95.1 FM, because we've got a lot of interesting conversations lined up. And of course, you know how we do it. We always give you the platform, the opportunity to call in, to contribute, and then to have your say on these national issues. I'm thinking now at the top of my head which of the stories should go first. But let's look at this one now. It has to do with some of us who have brothers abroad. Some of us have people stranded in China, in the UK, in America, in Dubai. You know, we have Nigerians scattered all over the world who are saying, we want to come back home. We want to come back home. Now, some of them are, saying we want to come back home for different reasons. It could be that they had only gone to those countries for a period of time, maybe to trade or to buy stuff or for holiday, and it was time for them to return, and then all of a sudden, voila, the borders were locked. Others have been living there for a while, and probably they see how the coronavirus is spreading like wildfire in those countries, and they feel like, oh, Nigeria's done an incredible job, so let's come back home. So this is one of the issues we want to be talking about, because the federal government has come out to say something and is worthy of our opinions, and we have a say on the issue. I'm Kalada, the man of the people, and I want to say officially welcome to Inside Today. But I'm not alone. I've got with me in the studio, some people call him the prof, some people call him honorable, some others call him chief. He is Mr. Emmanuel Ndukwe. Mr. Emmanuel, good morning to you.
Good morning, Canada. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to Inside Today.
All right, then. So let's get straight into the nitty-gritty. Let's delve straight into the meat for today. And like I said, we will be talking about the evacuees, or the people who were supposed to be evacuated, from the other country. Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs has come out to say that, see, the reason why there is a delay is because that the country, Nigeria, does not have the capacity to accommodate the number of people who are showing interest to return to the country. He said that the facility to isolate is what is not there. Now, remember, in the course of the week, on various shows on Today 95.1 FM, you know, it was discussed that the people who wanted to return to Nigeria, about 72 of them, like the ones in China, had turned out positive for coronavirus. 10 of them had turned out positive for coronavirus in the UK. And you never know the amount because some other people are being tested in other countries. Now, we had asked the question, should we bring these people back to Nigeria, or we should allow the people with the so-called wonderful health infrastructure to handle these people, and then when it is all done and dusted, we repatriate those people who still want to come back to Nigeria and bring them to Nigeria? Because as at today, the number of cases in Nigeria has risen to 1,095. And if that be the case, it is something worthy of worrying about. Mr. Manuel, first of all, you know, should we bring these people back, you know, going by the fact that we don't have the capacity and we are struggling to handle the current situation in Nigeria internally with the community transmission, hospital transmission, and all of that stuff?
Well, let me take the first question you asked, that we should bring them back. The answer for Emmanuel Ndukwe is yes.
Okay. Well, we don't have the capacity.
The second reason, the reason you've adduced to it, well, perhaps why we shouldn't bring them, that of lack of capacity, is what I do not want to hear at all. Personally, I do not want to hear, because I remember vividly federal government evacuating some of our nationals. There's a probability that some of them were laden with COVID-19. Even if not here in Nigeria, perhaps if they reach their countries, they may test positive and all the rest of them. And again, I tell you, it is only a country that is not in the true sense a country that will reject its citizens this particular point in time.
Federal government have not said they are rejecting the citizens.
No,
you know.
You asked me a question. Okay. Let me give my opinion. Exhaust it.
All right then.
We see, when you have your child left your home and in critical circumstances abroad, he is telling you that I want to come back. You say, please be there. Don't come to my house because I lack the capacity to accommodate this kind of. I don't understand the kind of country it could, describe itself to be, because you don't like capacity. You lack the capacity. Capacity is something that humans can build. As at the time, federal government itself, if you remember, have been blowing the trumpet that those who want to come, Nigerians abroad who want to come.
They did not know a lot of them would want to come back home. Now, like I said, in the UK alone, it is 2,000 people.
It doesn't matter.
In China alone, it's about 3,000-4,000 people.
People were there, maybe on their own, say, okay, let us battle with this, wherever we may be. And then you now told them, come back. When all of them came out to show interest, you are telling them we lack capacity. As at the time you started, you were not prodded to do that. And was it not something reasonable for you to have done to build the capacity?
All right.
Capacities, are they manufactured from the wind? It is humans that can build it. So if federal government doesn't have the capacity, which may be true, but they can build the capacity. They can't deny that.
So you're saying we should bring, now, look at the bigger picture now, Mr. Maro. We have 1,095 cases in Nigeria, a lot of it due to the stubbornness of Nigerians. Another factor is that some Nigerians do not want to reveal their travel history, or if they've been to affected countries, or if they have had contact with affected people, and so they keep hiding the history, and then out of that ignorance, or ignorantly distributing or transmitting the coronavirus to other people. And so now we are tracing communal transmission of the virus already in Nigeria. Now, what is the guarantee that these people who are going to be brought to Nigeria will not abscond, like we've seen in Ghana, like we've seen in China, Nigerians absconding from isolation centers and then go to villages and help spread the virus even more? And already we're looking like, if it gets to that point, we might not even have the capacity to contain the virus that is already internal. Now we want to bring more people from the other countries. That's my question. So maybe we could liaise with other countries to see how. After all, the first case we had in Nigeria was an Italian, and we took care of him. I mean, without the Italian government coming to pay any kind of compensation. So that's maybe it's one way to look at it.
You see, you are now thinking for federal government. But I tell you, understand the situation here. These people were wherever in different countries they live. And they never told their home governments to wish them back. And the home government came up and said, if any Nigerian wants to come back, in fact, the door is open, wide open. And when they surged to come back, you are telling them you lack capacity. What kind of double standard is this? Now, if you are saying that is the stubbornness of Nigerians, for me, I keep on being perhaps on my own. No. The reason is you will always have stubborn people, ignorant people in any country, irrespective of how developed. But it is the onus of government to do testing. How can you believe that Ghana is testing more than us? Now,
capacity.
You are telling me about maybe is it up to 10,000 or so that so far have been tested, or above 10,000? A country of
200 million.
We don't even know.
Let's go with the figures. Let's go with the figures.
Let's assume now 200 million people, or 180 million people. Some other person could come and say
190.
Only God knows how many we are. Because you see, the managers of the government have seen it that they don't want to do the right thing. How can we not know our population in the first place? How do you plan? Now, if you are testing widely enough, because there are there's certainty that some people will still hide, that will be in the minority. Now, will you blame somebody who is running? Because I'm telling you, you will always have renegades in any country, irrespective of how developed. So Nigeria is no exception.
Right.
Federal government test people. The NCDC said they had a capacity, is it 1,500 a day? Yet they can't do that. What is holding NCDC from doing that?
Capacity. Now, I'm just saying. I mean, like I said,
capacity. Is it manufactured from the wind?
You just mentioned the managers of government. And even before COVID-19, you've understood that they have poorly managed our infrastructures. They have poorly managed our institutions.
Do you blame? Still government. Let them bear the mismanagement.
But the point is, now governments will not actually bear the brunt. It is the people. If this begins to spread like wildfire, these men in khakis and agbadas will fly out of the country.
Which outside the country?
Private jets.
It's even worse there. Let me tell you why they are not going out is because it's worse there. If not, they would have all run and left us.
But listen, Mr. Mao, the curve is flattening in those countries. They're beginning to see a reduction. And so there is a possibility that if it spreads like wildfire in Nigeria, they will abscond and leave us, to face it all by ourselves. So we cannot say that we'll blame the government, because the people are the people, or the people are the ones who will face the brunt, who will be at the brunt. So at this point, we need to look at it. The infrastructure is bad. The health system is poor. And yes, that is what capacity is all about. And you and I know that we are not like China that can build a hospital in 1 week. So there is the problem.
Our own should not be in 1 week. Even if give it 3 months or 2 months, we can acquire the capacity. See, I don't like
So
the system that government uses. That in Nigeria, that we don't have money to do this, we don't have money to do this. But in salaries of political officials, there must be money. Now slash those salaries if you lack capacity. Slash it. If it's 100%, slash it up to even 50%. And use those ones to acquire the capacity. Under emergencies, something drastic has to be done.
All right then.
How can you tell me you lack capacity? And I'm asking you, Kalada.
But they have donated their salaries.
You have a dog and it's sleeping. Or a tiger is sleeping. You went and marched on top of it. Tiger awoke. And then, because he's awake, he starts needing something to eat. You are saying you lack capacity. These people were in their different countries. They never beg you for them to come back. And you announce that you want them to come back. If any of them indicate interest. And now people now know that, okay, this is our country. Let's go back. Since our government has made this kind of promise.
Okay, actually,
going
by what you said, even if it is 2 months, the federal government has not said that they are abandoning them. So maybe it will take the federal government like 3 months, 4 months to build capacity.
Please let them build that capacity.
But it is the same thing, letting them stay there for the while, because in 4 or 5 months, it is predicted that COVID-19 should have flattened totally in these other countries.
They remain there. No, it would listen.
All right.
Well, something being very much articulate is that federal government made a promise and they are going to fulfill the promise.
Right.
Perhaps the lacking of capacity is that maybe in 3 months or 2 months they will acquire the capacity. The people there will now not look at government as neglecting them as citizens.
Okay.
But they've given them timeline to acquire the capacity. But if you leave them, I'm asking, are they truly Nigerians?
Okay.
A country that somebody could not run with the speed of light to go and take refuge when something is very bad. You are telling me it's my country? It is a shame of a nation if federal government should leave these people who they have awoken to come back, not to come back.
All right. Now, let's move to another. But before that, I want to say that you remember when there was the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. I feel like the same body language was displayed by the federal government till the Air Peace airline went over there to pick them up, all by the company itself. But then again, I want to look at it. Let's assume that these people come back. About 20, 30, 40% of them has got COVID-19. Now, do you know that the politics of what states should oust them is going to be another problem? I mean, which government? I mean, Lagos State is already overwhelmed. Abuja is currently getting to the overwhelming stage. Ogun State is chasing, very vigorously. Kano State is, increasing astronomically as well. So if you look at it like that, other states will have to bear the brunt of accommodation for these Nigerians who are returning home. But then again, there's the politics. For example, Rivers State is saying they want to infect the state. There is all of those politics. So what state is going to entertain or accommodate this evacuees?
The governor of Rivers State, let me tell you, I understand what he's saying. The governor of Rivers State will not reject any Rivers citizen,
really
certified Rivers citizen that wants to come back because he's carrying COVID.
He might. He might.
Hold on.
He might.
No, he might. Until he says it before we know he might. Because for now, I want to say that federal government has made the arrangement and then bring them back.
All right.
Perhaps there is no central place to put them.
All right.
And then the arrangement we are talking, knowing the politics in the country, federal government should move to states, ascertain the states of origin of those individuals there, and then build isolation centers in those states. They can do it.
All right.
See, for goodness sake, the EU donated, is it 50 million euros?
Yeah,
or so?
yeah. 50,000 euros.
50,000 rather. And that is 23 million or so naira. Plus others, 1 billion. And other donations. Let them start with that place.
But they're using it for palliatives.
Oh, they're using it for palliatives?
Yeah.
How many have you received, please? No, I didn't know they're using it for palliatives.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You see, let them. See, I don't understand if there's any palliative ongoing. I must be frank. Because it's not only hearing it and then seeing it and maybe the snapshots of it on paper and all the rest.
But we need to get to the root word or the semantics now. The meaning of palliative does not necessarily mean to take care of, but it means to just put in something that cushion to give temporary relief. That is what it is.
You are going to the etymology of palliative. I follow you also any side you want to go. Then I'm asking, as you are you a rich Nigerian? Have you got? Okay, let's say, Kalada, you are better than a lot. Now, those who are those people on the floor, have you seen any of them, at least in River City? I have not seen, and I cannot start lying because of palliative.
All right.
I have not seen. And if they are sharing that, where are they sharing it?
All right.
We saw the pictures and, of course, on television in Abuja. Where else?
Adamawa.
Good, thank you. That's what you saw also. No, you saw it in Adamawa.
Yeah, I did.
They said some happened in, is it Anambra, Enugu, wherever. But what I am saying, why is it that some who have got cannot come and testify that they have got?
The goodness of the Lord, yeah. They cannot testify. But then again, states, like I said, it might be difficult. I mean, it might be difficult for some states to accommodate these returnees, and probably that is one of the issues the federal government is facing. And I feel this in my spirit that this might just be the issue, because for instance, federal government came out and said we were going to be using NYSC orientation camp for isolation centers, and guess what? Some NYSC camps, caught fire. Isolation centers somewhere, and the people started shouting they want to infect us with COVID-19.
No,
so that's the politics.
NYSC camp that catches fire. It can only. I'm sure that by now the fire must have been doused. Now it's extinguished already. It requires only but renovation, not building afresh.
But what is the possibility? My point is, what is the possibility that the government is trying to build an isolation center and communities don't kick against it? I mean, that's the angle I'm looking at it from as well.
You see, Kalada, if it will be now the COVID is ravaging Nigeria, that state governments will start rejecting their citizens. Let us see.
No, okay.
You know, my annoyance in the whole thing is that these people were on their own. They never made any move to come back. And federal government kept on ringing the announcement. In fact, Nigerians that are ready to come back, they will come back. Now, the people show interest. You are telling them you lack capacity. Why were you saying that?
See, we all thought maybe 10.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but we all thought maybe 10, 20, 30 people. But now we're looking at 5,000.
In Nigeria that lives everywhere in the world. You were thinking only 10, 20 and all that?
Okay. Now, talking about state governments and their willingness to accommodate COVID-19 returnees from abroad, all over the world, we see a case in Oyo State where the federal government, that is, has been sharing palliatives to states, and it has to do with bags of rice and setting other. I mean, you've seen the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, coming out several times to say, okay, see you, this so amount of bags of rice will be going to so amount of states, and when we're done with this, 5,000 naira will be sent to so amount of families and blah blah blah. And Oyo State recently received their own trucks of rice, and the Oyo State government has come out yesterday to say that it might, emphasis on that word, return the 1,800 bags of rice donated to the state by the government at the federal level as COVID-19 palliative, on the grounds that the rice have been infested with weevils. Now, the state governor says, or the state government says, the rice or the bags of rice have gone bad. I'm saying it right now on the Punch, and I'm quoting the executive assistant to Governor Seyi Makinde on agribusiness, which is Dr. Debo Akande, and he was explaining to the Punch reporter that the 1,800 bags of rice from the federal government had spoiled. Now, Mr. Emmanuel Indike, I mean, this is similar to the last question we just dealt with.
Yeah.
Now, this has to do with palliative, not even evacuees, and yet we've seen the politics play out. Now, I remember when Nigerians first shouted, hey, you want to give us foreign rice, right? Was it not the same foreign rice you said was not good for consumption? And the federal government came out to correct the notion that, see, we cannot share rice or bags of rice that is not good for consumption, right? And that some of those bags of rice were not bad, but were only seized because they were not, brought into the country via appropriate channels. Now, we are seeing Oyo State coming out with a report that the bags of rice are not good for consumption. Could this be politics? Could this be a mistake on the part of the federal government? Or could this be some people trying to make quick money from the palliative, like we see in other, like we've seen in other times in Nigeria, where people always try to make profits from things, from emergency situations in Nigeria? Could this be any of those?
Well, Kalada, you see, the political situation in the country is very fluid. You can't be certain. Uncertain because Makinde of Oyo State and his men in government could be playing politics.
All right.
As much as Buhari and his people at the center could be playing politics. None of them is saintly,
all right,
as far as politics is concerned.
All right.
See, federal government, if you listen to what the answer they gave to the charge that you said foreign rice is bad and you are bringing that.
Yeah.
They said they will not give the one that is bad. That necessitated. In fact, there's a natural concomitant that, yes, they will test anyone before they push them aside.
Before they spread it, yeah.
Good. Should they do that, I don't want to believe that they would have seen the one that allocated to Oyo, that it was infested with whatever they said, and still hand them over to Oyo. Understand me?
Yeah.
If they should say, are they promised,
all right,
that means Oyo would have got the good ones like other states.
All right.
Perhaps maybe others are warming to complain of theirs.
All right.
Now, who knows whether, as they said, they did it? It's a possibility they didn't do. And if they did, and Makinde and his men are saying that is bad, well, you can see politics at work.
But how did Makinde know it was bad? Was it that they decided to open? They didn't trust the like the Rivers State governor. They didn't trust the federal government, so they had to at the very what word do I use now? While they were taking delivery of the bags of rice, they decided to even do their own tests and see weevils inside. Is it?
No. I want to believe that it has reached Oyo State.
Yes, it has reached Oyo
and
State.
they tested.
That's what I'm saying. So Oyo State did not trust the federal government and decided to do their own personal testing.
For goodness sake, people are going to eat that, and it will sink into the intestine.
It's from the federal government.
No.
Also with the onus of protecting the lives and properties of all Nigerians.
Thank you very much,
including all your indigents.
If you give me something, I will check whether that thing is good, whether it's from my father or mother. It's the truth. See, Makinde and his men, if they tested the rice, I'm not sure it was a wrong way to follow. No, it's still the right way, because, see, there's already suspicion that the rice, some of them may have been bad, having stayed so long at the borders or wherever they are long.
All right.
And then you said, no, we are giving you good ones. If you bring it, if I were a governor, if you bring it to my state, I will test them. And if they are not good, I will tell them the same way Makinde and his men are doing. But what I'm saying, did they test all of them?
Interesting.
Yes, because let's say 2 could be bad, 3 could be bad, or even 50 could be bad. How can the badness follow all of them?
1,800 of
That
them.
is just it. You see, in this country, that's why I tell you politics is fluid. Nobody can vouch for any state that is not APC to support APC. That is just the way. Yeah. And the APC also could also be playing politics.
I was going to go there now. Is it possible that now some people, obviously, like you said, customs will know the bad rice or the bad bags of rice from the
As a matter of fact, they are the people to taste first.
Yes.
And isolate the bad ones.
Yes. So they probably would know the bad bags of rice from the good bags of rice. And since it's the federal government distributors, okay, now on our PDP states, we could carry bad rice, give them, then we sell the good rice and tell them that, see, we've given them the good rice. It could be possible too, right?
No. I do not accept that. See, I don't see.
Corruption is everywhere. It could be possible.
No, it could be from the officials.
I'm talking about the officials now, yeah.
The
I'm talking about the officials now, yeah.
will do such. But that federal government will give order. You see, whether it's good or bad, they ship it to them. No, I won't accept that. That politics didn't reach that level. But I'm telling you, in Nigeria, the officials of government, APC, PDP, any other one, could do something that they are not supposed ordinarily to do. And that is where the politics comes in. But whatever be the case, if it is not good for your people, please let them dispose of them. Just tell federal government that this rice given to us are bad, and if they are doubting that, you send them back so that they taste by themselves.
All right. Let's delve into one more conversation before we what do you call it now? We open the phone lines. Now, there's this one that did catch my attention, and it has to do with soldiers. Now, for so long a time, a lot of people have criticized the Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, for not doing enough in the fight against Boko Haram. They've been criticized, and yet sometimes we've seen video clips come out on social media, and not through appropriate channels, by the way, to complain of lack of tools, lack of incentives, to boost the morale of the soldiers at the forefront of the war. A lot of them have come out to say that they were lacking so many things. And the truth is, even though some of us would say, yes, we want the soldiers to do more, some have lost their lives in the war against Boko Haram. Some of them have died for Nigeria as a country. There was a report done by Premium Times a while ago, and it had to do with the fact that some of the soldiers who had died, some of them, their families have been going through hell. Now, a lot of these soldiers, due to the way our society is structured, are breadwinners of their families. And some of them, their wives solely depend on their husbands for feeding and for upkeep in the house. Some of them have aged parents who need their children to take care of them. Now, normally, when such things happen, it is expected that the federal government will run to the rescue and pay some sort of financial assistance, so to say, to the families of the deceased. But now that is not the case, because according to the report that the federal government has abandoned, paying workers even is a problem. Some of the officers will say, okay, we don't get the necessary allowances that we should have. Talk more of people who have died. So, Mr. Emmanuel, I would like to get your take on this one before we quickly open the phone lines. You were saying off air that is the reason why some of them would want to do tithes and offerings while they're on duty, to ensure that we have the money before we probably lose our lives. But how do we get an effective security structure or architecture when things like this happen?
It comes back to the table of federal government. I want to believe that the army, or let's say the military, in its entirety, has a system that will be able to pay those who have died.
All right, then.
So, who is in charge of that system? I don't know what they call it, but there must be something.
There must be a system, yeah?
Now, who is in charge of it? Those who are not paid should certainly report to the appropriate quarters. And those who are in charge of such systems in the entire military should be held accountable.
But where are, or what is the appropriate quarters? Because it looks as if everybody is in on this one now, yeah?
You see, let me tell you, we have defense headquarters. We also have a chief of army staff. And if you report to chief of army staff, nothing happens. You go to defense headquarters. And if you do that, nothing happens. Perhaps through the lawyers they've chosen, they could also reach even the presidency.
All right.
And let us see those in charge of such system that is bound to pay those who are dead. Because you can't tell me that the military is the only area that they won't have something to use and settle those who are dead for the families to continue with the little money they receive.
All right.
They do.
All right.
Oftentimes, the police also talk about, sometimes they will tell you, many years, our husband has died and nobody has paid anything. Who is in charge? There's an inbuilt system to take care of such. Who is in charge of it? So it's only when everybody is afraid and nobody moves that you say that it continues like that. Perhaps others will be enjoying from that what is not supposed to be theirs, I tell you.
Yes.
But if they hit the appropriate quarters, now the kind of form will be opened.
Like what Premium Times have done. Like what Premium Times have done. Do you think that will be able to help? Some kind of investigation.
It will elicit probe, but not Premium Times as generally reported. Everybody reads it and then the person, as you read it, you put it wherever. But the people involved, the people that are affected, are those who prosecute it and it will yield fruit.
All right.
I know they may lack the amount, but there are lawyers that could take it on gratis. Later on, they are paid. Because there's no way federal authorities will leave personnel that are dead for the families not to receive what is their due. I don't think so.
And I'm looking at the big picture now, and I'm saying, okay, you know what? Soldiers who are alive are seeing this and say, oh, okay. So if I die now, my families would not be well taken care of. So why do I even have to put in my best?
If that is the truth, you can see maybe why some of them will have gone when they are supposed to go and fight.
Yeah. I understand that now. But let's open the phone lines because we've got about 21 minutes left on the clock. So it's now your time to have your say on the issues that we've talked about, have your views on the issues we've reviewed. So the phone numbers are 0817 0000951 and 0810 9510951. 95.1 FM, what's your name and where are you calling in from now, yeah?
Good morning. This is James calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, James from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
I want to talk about this, the way we are testing our people. In fact, my heart wept because currently I don't even know what NCDC are telling us, because you go to this worldometer, you have the total number of infected persons tests done. They have been kept there. You find out that before this time, they said we have done about 800 and something tests. 8,000. But I tell you, for the past 5 days, the figures remain 8,200 tests been done. But we are releasing results. The result they are releasing, are they not updating the number of tests they are doing? I don't know what you are doing.
All right.
The second, the case in River State now. This morning when they itemized everything, they said we have 1 dead and 2 discharged patients. Meaning that we don't have any positive case. But I think the report said the manager tested positive. If the manager tested positive, how come the another one is not in the statistics of the number of people infected in River State? So I'm really scared. I don't know where you're heading to because we are the actual figures.
All right then. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much there. Keep your calls coming in 0817 0000951 and 0810 9510951. Remember to send in your text messages to the number 0701 933 9962. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Oh my, phone lines are heavy this morning already. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
This is Elder from Moyi.
Elder, welcome. Elder, speak up, please.
I want to comment on that, or your returning, saying they are going to return 1,800 people. Look, the he should read the content of that thing very well. It doesn't mean that the entire 1,000.
Well, that's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
The way he was talking, the man is a been support of APC secretly, but he will not comment that. So,
but Elder, he said it. I mean, he was.
2015, when the
election was to be conducted, that was the day I was going to work. There was a comment a man that to make.
But that was 2015. That was 2015.
Let him say the comment.
That's like the way. So
no, make the since you brought it, say it.
So what I'm trying to say, actually, that actually there is no way rice that was seized from people over 1, 2, 3 years ago. There is no way you could not see some skinnies in some of them. It is from people. What are you talking? Rice 1, 2, 3, 4 years.
All right. Thank you. So you're saying there's a possibility that it was bought. It is bad. All right. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, this is Pastor Zaya.
Pastor Zaya, welcome.
My good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
Please, can you speak up? I can barely hear you.
Brother, you see, we love to play politics with everything.
All right.
And that is why you can see the last caller who dropped his call. You can see the party that is showing.
Let's go straight to the conversation.
There is nothing wrong with that rice. Let me tell you.
How can you say there is nothing wrong? Have you seen the rice?
There might be something wrong, truly.
Let me tell you, my brother. In my house, I have rice that is there since over the last the ones for 2017, 18, to 2019. Yeah. What we do is when you find these people, what you bring them out, you turn them, and they will go. And then you continue with them. People are even taking, those who are taking from me and go and.
So, Pastor Azai, you have bags of rice in your house, so your people should come and visit you.
My brother, I'm telling you, people who are taking this thing have not come to complain.
All right.
They even have stomach ache or whatever.
All right.
You can see that the governor of Oyo State is my in-law. He's married to my blood sister, the first lady of Oyo State. Our mother and my father is the same father, the same mother.
Okay.
I'm telling you, so you should.
So you are in government.
So because of that, you know the rice that was sent to him.
He's playing the politics of the governor of Rivers State.
All right, then. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We gotta go now. Thank you very much. You made your point. This one says, good morning. I think the federal government should start by bringing back those who are not positive before they get infected. We can't abandon all of our brothers and sisters abroad in the name of capacity. Let them start somewhere. Bride from Oibo. All right, Bride, thank you very much for that one. This one says, Guy Man Canada, good morning. Remember, those are seized rice. How are we sure they are good for consumption? Ogaima, I don't trust Nigerian government. Yes. This one says, good morning, Canada, Mr. Maunindikwe. The government from time past has been consistent in one theme, failing its people. Is easily dispensable in this part of the world. No sensible government will consider abandoning our citizens in distress in any part of the world. In Nigeria, citizens are treated less than animals. That is why security personnel will brutalize a fellow citizen because of a foreigner who went Thomas from Port Harcourt. But then the federal government has not said they are abandoning. They just say we don't have the capacity right about now. This one says, good morning. Remember those? Okay, you sent us before. All right, thank you very much. You shouldn't send them again. 95.1 FM. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hello, Canada. Good morning.
Akanimo, good morning.
Yes, so Canada, the governor that's complaining that rice gets spoiled. I wonder which day where the governor start to examine.
I mean, like Mr. Emmanuel said, sometimes you just need to be extra careful. You never know what might happen.
It's true.
What I mean is that there is rice in that state for years now. They have been eating both spoiled food, half spoiled in that state.
How do you mean?
What I mean is that even as I was in River State here, we buy rice that gets spoiled. I will cook, we eat it. many spoils rice is in the market everywhere. So there is no
you
time
can't
where
you can't you
governor
can't you
come out
can't you
and
can actually
checkmate
say that.
rice
You can
we
actually
eat.
say that. That would mean people like NAFDAC are not doing their job. You can actually say that they are sport rice all over the marketplace.
No speak for NAFDAC. No speak for them. Yes,
All
no
right
speak
then.
for them.
All right then. Thank
Speak
you.
for us. So that man, I believe that his politics are being played out.
All right then.
Sometimes maybe because they know involve him to be in charge of buying the rice or do this, so we want to. No, everybody want to gain from this, or especially politicians. Politicians don't want.
All right, thank you very much,
They will not be happy.
Akanimo. We've got to move on now. Thank you very much. There, you said it's politics, and we've heard your view. Let's get the conversation from another person right about now. Text messaging here. This one says, "Good morning. Oyo State rejects federal government rights, but how come Gombe State accepts it? Let's stop playing politics in the nation." If Chiku in Wodo, but if Chiku should understand that maybe the one sent to Gombe State was good, and the one sent it's possible,
and it's very possible.
Everything is possible, yeah. 95.1 FM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Cody. I'm calling from.
Cody, welcome.
Thank you very much. Do you know that they say it was washed ashore?
A what?
In coastal area, and people describe it as nature's fatality.
Oh, you mean the fishes, yeah?
So if Makinde is sending that rice to Abuja, let him pass through Delta State and pass through river and tell us the time.
So that,
the number of the vehicles.
so that you can get the fishes that have been washed ashore.
They will call the combination will make very good quality.
But you know, Cody, jokes apart now, that if it is not worthy of consumption, no matter the hunger, it is not right to eat it.
That is. Once you boil this thing, 100% of the bacteria, whatever.
The weevil.
They die. We have weevil in our beef and everything.
Yeah,
we
true.
eat them.
True.
So this is politics.
True.
This is politics.
True. We
let
have
them
weevils.
let them bring it here. We know what to do with it.
Where are you? So I'll tell Makinde. Where are you? What?
Let him pass through.
All right then. Thank you very much. I'll let Makinde know. I'll let Makinde. I'll make sure he passes through Mokoro to Abuja. 95.1 FM. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Good morning, Ogaima and Chief Doctor Engineer Architect Professor Kalada.
Only me. All right, so okay. Okay, okay, welcome. Chop Noko right there. Chop Noko on the Ruby.
Yes, Chop Noko.
Left, right, center. Yeah. Welcome.
I don't think it's politics. You see, you as a poor man, there are things you accept, a big man will not accept.
All right.
We do go to supermarkets, we buy things without checking the expiring date. The big man will go to that same supermarket and we check the expiring date. Now, if I want to give you something and I give you something bad, you think we are saying, hey, why didn't you bring it? They will come up and say, you gave us something bad. Are you aware that the Bayelsa State government shared some bags of garris, thousands of bags of garris on wheat bags? Do you know that those guys were bad?
Were they returned?
They did not even know because they distributed them for people to share. It was when they were sharing that people started saying that the garris were bad. They were all black. These were garris that the federal government brought to Bayelsa State during last year's flood. And they refused to share it. They kept it in a warehouse at Igbokene up to this year. And the garris were not good again. So the state government, not knowing what was happening, decided to share those garris because the federal government didn't share them. The governor now have to write to what do they call it, NEMA, that they should share the garris now. So they have to share the garris. The garris were bad. They didn't got onto our town all year. So people refused to collect them because they were bad. They were very bad.
All of the bags? All of the bags?
Everyone they brought here, everybody were complaining. It wasn't on social media, people were complaining that the government is sharing black garris. So you see, so if the government has seen that one, maybe they check it the way or your state government check and say, okay, this guy we cannot share it to our people. The state will come and
all right, like you said, there's a possibility. Yeah, there's a possibility that the garri is bad. Yeah.
They kept somewhere.
All right.
For a very long time, they kept it somewhere.
All right.
They didn't share it after that time.
All right, Honorable BB, left, right, center. Thank you very much. Knuckle right back. This one says, a guy in Mount Canada, good morning. You sent this message like 1,000 times already? I mean, I've read them already. This one says, for the caller that was complaining of the number of people tested, the figures were are updated every Friday and published. All right, thank you very much. Please, there is looming, there's trouble looming at Romokoro. Do you know that? Okay, I
What?
Okay, we would not blow the trumpet. I don't know. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Today calling from Porto.
Uday, welcome.
I want to say something about protest screened by your state or whatever.
Bags of rice screened by your state.
Yes, my dear brother, it is possible in Nigeria because in Nigeria they pay protest with people's life.
All right.
So life is just a common thing.
All right.
If, for example, somebody called pastor have life till 2017, that means he's not supposed to call a pastor. Because I'm telling you.
He should have distributed it, right?
Since 2017, is it not up to 3 years?
3 years now, yeah, 3 years.
You have life in your house, so you can call yourself pastor.
But that's not a good reason to attack his character. I don't accept it on the show, yeah.
Okay, now let me say something about Nigerian government. Abandon Nigerians.
They have not abandoned. They don't have capacity. They have not abandoned.
My dear brother, capacity to bring them or capacity to leave them there.
Capacity to store them, so to say, because now they are like, for now they are like items until we verify that they are supposed to be amongst the rest of the people. For now, they are supposed to be in isolation, so they don't have the right, what do you call it now? The capacity to accommodate them.
My dear brother, let me say something. In China or some other countries, coronavirus are killed thousands by thousands. But in Nigeria, at least their doctors are trying to fight the coronavirus. Why not to bring those Nigerians?
That's why we don't want to overwhelm the doctors, because remember, we don't even have the health infrastructure.
When new people claim that people have coronavirus and the thousands have to be discharged, whereby some of those
did you say we claim? Did you say we claim? Are you saying there is no coronavirus?
Yes, I mentioned claim. Why I said so, I'm not there. People are the one telling us. So I by myself, I will call it claim.
Okay, allegedly.
If it is allegedly for you, I don't know. So Nigeria like protests in everything. Let them keep up. We are watching out there.
All right then.
There is no problem.
All right, thank you very much, there, Uday. 95.1 FM.
Canada and Chief Ndukwe, good morning.
Good morning to you, DK.
This is DK.
Yeah, DK, welcome.
My brother, it is shameful for Nigerian government to say that she does not have capacity to take back her citizens. I know that the only capacity we have in this country is to loot the treasury. But when it comes to emergency like this, we don't have the capacity.
We're very skilled in that aspect, you know.
Yes, we have that capacity very well. You see, the concept of a home goes just beyond accommodation. It means actually your last refuge.
All right. True talk.
Where you cannot be rejected.
True talk.
Wherever you have run from, you have to go there. And once you are there, you have no other place to run to.
All right.
And you are saying they should not come back. You don't have capacity. Just like Chief Dukwe said, but you asked them initially to come. Just wanted to copy Western countries.
Of course, we know that.
Saying.
Yeah,
you just said and done. When it comes to doing it, you look at that. You are saying you don't have capacity. It's shameful.
All right.
Away from that is the issue of your said governor. I think he is playing politics, just like a River State governor. How can you say that all the bags of rice are infested
but there's a possibility. We just said left, right, center called in from Bios and said all the bags that carry given by the state government
was go through all the bags of rice sent to that state. Okay, if that is the position, all independent bodies to inspect it and let the whole world know.
They should bring it. They should bring it. I will inspect it for them. They should bring it.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM. What's your name and where are you calling in from? Yeah. Good morning to you.
I'm Emmanuel calling from Omagua.
Emmanuel, all the way from Omagua. Welcome. Talk to me.
I allegedly.
Okay.
The next person that will condemn this is governor.
There are so many governors. There are so many governors.
Our governor, our dear governor.
Okay.
Governor Yesewike.
Okay.
He will be the next person to condemn.
Why are you saying so? So if the rice does have weevil in it, should he not condemn it? Should he accept it because you don't want him to play politics?
Because everything done by the federal government is normally.
You can't say everything now. Don't you get allocations at the end of the month? You can't say everything that comes from the federal government is I mean, do you not get paid salary, civil servants? If you don't get paid, raise your hands. I mean, what are we talking about? This one says, Boniface Oyibo, good morning, Canada, Anima, on the oil rice issue. If government said they wouldn't give out bad rice, it therefore means that they have bad ones. And the question is, what were they keeping the bad rice for? And again, the argument that the entire 1,800, actually, not 1,500 bags, cannot be bad, holds no water. One bad apple can spoil a whole bunch. Let me ask again, if not for coronavirus, what would have happened to the rice? This one says, good morning, Canada Anima. Who will take us to where we can smile if Buhari cannot do? Why can't he save the military like the governor of River State, who was a former... why can't he save... I don't get... Madison from Thai, I don't understand your message. But then again, James from Okoro, I can't read that message because I might be revealing the secret of the room Okoro people. And before you know, our governor will come out and say, my people, I'm going to shut you down. So this was good morning, Canada and Ogaima. I totally disagree with Oyo State government. How did they manage to checkmate that kind amount of rise? It is pure politics. I don't want to believe that all of them are bad. Some of these people in the state would be grateful to receive that palliative. I urge federal government to charge Sheyi Makinde to court. This is barbaric. Okechiku from Rumokoro. Okechiku, you're taking it too far. This was said. Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Mr. Okudiri from Bodakar. Please let our doctors pay attention to the activities of the Chinese doctors. But we're not talking about this now, yeah? Somebody kept rice since 2015 to 2020. This man must be wow. All right. Port Harcourt, Oyo State government reject federal government rice. Yes, they saw some things inside the bags. Everybody is afraid of COVID-19. I will not blame them. This is COVID-19. This COVID-19 will teach us a lesson from Engineer IIPH. And this one says, good morning, Canada and Ogaima. My name is Gift. I am from Owu Eche. Does it mean that there is no APC member in Oyo State? Does it mean it's only PDP members that will share the rice in Oyo State? It is a shame that some of the governors are still playing politics at this critical time. Gift Iowa from Owu Eche. And finally, this one says, Canada and Ogaima, let me ask you, journalists, this. If those Nigerians were to be $1 trillion, will they have the capacity to stock them? Inwaka is asking. If the Nigerians abroad were to be money. That's the question he's asking.
No, he should be able to answer it himself.
All right, but that's too much we can take. Mr. Mama, your final words now, yeah?
Well, my final word certainly will be for the elder that called in.
Yeah.
I want him to be listening to me. That he has a hatred for me does not mean that I am not neutral to politics. I don't belong to any political party. I don't raise anyone. As a matter of fact, all of them are in a game that I do not see any way that somebody should partake. For me, no political party is better than the other. So whatever he said, I said in 2015, let him release that to me. Let me hear. But all I know is that Makinde and his men, is a possibility that the rice is spoiled. But where I have a problem is that 180 bags, all of them.
1,800.
1,800 has whistle. I don't know how it happened. It could also be federal government is playing.
But if it's just insects inside, like somebody said, we have beans that always has all of this insect, and we still are able to
still eat them.
Yeah. So maybe there is a way that they can actually treat the rice and make it fit for consumption.
There are humans who bring the waffles. They will carry them.
But then again, we never can be too sure. Like some people have said, the rice might just be spoiled and all and infected and all. But that's too much we can take on the inside today. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Ndikwe, for being a part of the show. It's time for us to make way for Open Edition. Stay tuned. We'll be having the three wise men via telephone, and we will be talking about some important issues. But just before I go, just for the sake of it, one last message for the road. This one says, good morning. The federal government is trying to abandon the citizens abroad indirectly by using the word capacity to free themselves from their responsibility. Talk, no work. Chita Noah from Transamari. Thank you very much for that one. And stay tuned, please. More conversations coming your way.
Information is key, but analytical information, now that's the real deal. Have you ever imagined all the in-house presenters of Today 95.1 FM on one show? Ta-da! Your dreams are about to come true. Get an avalanche of views, all that your mind can access when it comes to information on The Lens. Listen to all the presenters thrill you. Catch us every last Saturday of the month between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. as we examine topical issues on The Lens. One table, one platform, one mic, different views, different personalities. The Lens, a mirror of your mind.
Open Edition.
Open Edition is a radio conversation on the controversial issues that confront our communities, states, and nation. On the program, we analyze the news and discuss current affairs. We ask the tough questions and we talk to people who know.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ross Alabo George.
It is a fresh platform to cross-fertilize ideas and share opinions on politics, the economy, and our environment. Most importantly, we don't just see the problems.
We seek solutions.
Because we know that when one door closes, another is open, if only your mind is open. The Dalai Lama says, look at the situation from all angles and you will become more open. Join Mr. Ross Alabo George with co-facilitators Robinson Tombari Sibe and Eugene Abels.
You cannot be on vacation and be issuing statement. It does not work that way.
Did he satisfy the Constitution before he left? Yes, he did.
Every Saturday by 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Co-facilitator Robinson Tombari Sibe, Eugene Abels, the controls.
On Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
The voice of the people.